Hi, I'm Dushi from Dushi Crafts, and today's episode will be all about cutting 5 petal flowers and some green leaves. Okay. Let me start Let me start with the easiest task, and that are leaves. So put this a bit aside and I'm starting with a stripe. If it's more narrow, you will create small leaves, and this will be from some medium to or bigger size leaves. Just curve in one direction and in the other. Everything you cut will be useful, so you can cut these things in advance and store it and then use it on your projects. I cut this shape like this intentionally because I'm now doing some additional cuts, and it is to cut here and from the other side unsymmetrically to get a leaf like this, or I'm cutting a bit deeper, and okay, I have similar leaf like this, and I can just flip it around and make additional cut on the other side, and I get a nice leaf with a structure. One more. Now I turn around. And I have a leaf like this. Okay. I'm using these different leaves when preparing some green arrangements that I want some natural look. A bit of this cut in one angle with 2 angles and some plain. Now we will cut some nice 5-petal flowers. I'm going to show you the technique that how to cut a 5-petal flower without a template. I only used the template to mark the lines between each 2 petals. Now I draw this with a permanent ink pen, and because it doesn't matter what pen I use, just that it is visible. Why is that? Because everything will be cut out. Okay. Now I'm doing deeper cuts to prepare sections for each petal. Now I'm starting here in the center of each section and just evenly around. Try to make each petal, each curve similar as possible, and in this way you will get a lovely symmetrical petals. And now I flip around and make the same cuts in the opposite direction. This is it. I will now make a bit of corrections to make petals even nicer. I may have cut too deep here, maybe here not that much, but other than that, it's almost perfect. Okay, now also you can just use a template like this. This is cut from the freezer paper before and then ironed on the wool felt. And now I will just cut around the petals. I have now this a smaller flower, and I will just cut around. Then I will use a pen to mark between each two petals. This cutting on the on where I have these drawn lines, it's beneficial when turning around, because when you turn around, you're not seeing these lines that are marked with a pen. This is why I make small cuts over the the drawn lines. Okay, sorry. It's in this direction. Smaller the flowers are, easier is just to freehandedly cut the petals than by using a template. At least for me it's easier. Okay. Okay, now we will create a different flower using the same technique as for the rounded petals. Circle with drawn lines. I'm carefully cutting the lines between the petals. Okay. Now, I also start here in the center at the top. First part is a straight cut. Then I begin to round till the gap. Again. First part is straight, then around it. Straight, then around it. Straight, then around it. Okay. Straight, then around it. You can always correct petals a bit to make them even as possible. Voila! And we have two totally different flowers. Make the cuts evenly long so that helps you make nice petals. This is how it should look. Now start at the center, make first part of the cut straight, then around it in the second half of cutting. Straight, then around it. Straight, then around it. The scissors that I use are from the Fiskars. I think this is 12 or 13 centimeters. That's about 5 inches, yes, 5 inches long, and this is what I use for everything. Okay, one more variation. Again, we are starting with the circle. I have again a circle divided in 5 parts. Now I'm starting like each petal. I will now start with more sharp angle, just slightly making first part of cut, then going with less an angle and around in the end. Just short, sharp cut, the different angle and rounding up. Short, sharp, now turning for less angle, and rounding up. I'm now doing the same in this direction. Sharp angle, and we have a completely different flower. Okay, another flower. I will now try to make wider, rounded but wider petals, and I will not start in center but more here, and just make a rounded corner, more or less. The flower is a bit different. Okay. If you would like, if you are making a single bigger flower, you can add a bit of dimension to the petals that way that you make natural inside corners, notches, not corners. And we have a nice blossom. Voila! Here are different shapes you can cut without any template. Okay. To create small flowers like this, we will use these scraps. You can start with a shape that it's already formed in five corners, and try to form the petals. Or you just make something some shape that will be actually in between the circle and the flower. Just if you're cutting the circle, you will just evenly, roundedly cut like this. You have a nice small circle. But if you want something to look a bit more like a flower, just move the scissors in one direction and the other. This looks like something that could be a 4-petal flower. This is what we need. They don't need to be perfect, just a bit rounded shape. For hand cutting small flowers, it is actually easier to use wool blend thread. It's thinner. That's it. That are the shapes for the small flowers. Just use scraps and test. This is also okay to be used for small flower. Okay, I hope this will be useful for you. Here are our flowers. I will pack them by colors or by sizes or just use on a project. Okay, now let's do some sewing.